A mom outside Seattle, Washington said she fears for her daughter's safety after a group of her classmates created this cartoon. A group of 11 and 12-year-old girls made this cartoon called The Top 6 Ways to Kill Piper, and it shows the girls poisoning Piper, pushing Piper off a cliff, even shooting Piper. The school district says it has disciplined the girls who created the cartoon. Well, joining me now in studio, legal analyst and NBC News producer Lisa Green. Good morning.
Good morning, Alex.
Okay, the sheriff says he's not going to change the girls who made the video because they didn't act with malice or hate. But what does that matter if they made Piper feel for her life?
You know, you even wonder what the sheriff could possibly mean when he says they didn't act with malice. How could this possibly be the act of girls who meant it in a friendly way? What he's really saying, Alex, is you wouldn't be able to prove criminal intent. Why? Because kids who do these things, and we've been talking about these heinous acts on the internet, they're not capable of thinking, I intend to kill Piper, I intend to rustle up a bunch of girls to kill her. So these sort of acts, which we can agree are terrible, hurtful acts, don't fall neatly into the kind of laws on the books that really govern how adults behave. And that's the problem here.
Okay, now you just said adults. They've got parents. You know, parents are responsible. Let's say if you give kids alcohol at a party, you're going to be responsible as a parent for that. What about something like this? Can the law go that way?
Well, I mean, that's a very good point. And one way legislators might look, because legislators, believe me, are looking hard to figure out ways to cabin this behavior. Could you hold parents responsible? Here's where the problem is. It's speech. We have a First Amendment, and First Amendment advocates, I'm one of them, say, we got to be really careful about how we govern communication. Even something like this, which all parents can agree is frightening. Imagine being Piper.
Oh, imagine this poor girl. I mean, going to school. I mean, she absolutely must fear for her life to some degree, but just the uncomfortable nature of being there on that property.
Oh, absolutely right.
How can she thrive?
But here's the thing. I mean, people's natural reaction is there ought to be a law. And indeed, legislators around the country are passing cyberbullying laws as we speak. For this case, for the Lori Drew case, Megan's Law, but they immediately hit constitutional issues, and that's what makes it so complicated and frustrating.
Let's talk about last week in Dallas when the school officials had this 12-year-old who brought a phone to school. It was confiscated because it was going off in the classroom. Teacher checked it out and finds there's pornography on there. Believing it was pornography of a child, now they think it's actually of an adult. Yeah, it's not much better for the parents, but it is a big difference for the kid legally, right?
Well, yes. Child pornography laws, understandably, are much stricter. But here's the thing, and we've talked about these sexting cases too. There's this explosion of kids sending images to each other by phone. And if you want to charge them criminally, you need to know a few things, like how did the image get there? Is it a child or an adult? And then, once again, what's the intent of the person with the image? If it's a 12-year-old, you've got real issues about the judgment a 12-year-old has, whether he can even reach the point where he says, I'm deliberately downloading this because it's porn.
But you see, all of this now is coming into question because it raises the issue of pornography and the internet. I mean, how much of a legal ramification can someone have to face? I mean, can they be held responsible for things on the internet? How do you police that?
That's the problem. Everything is so mobile. Things are so easily shared, downloaded, sent to you against your will. Think about spam. If someone spammed you with porn, is that your responsibility? And that's where the problem lies, Alex. Legislators are scurrying to catch up with technology that affords us a lot of freedom, but also a lot of responsibility. And when it really intersects, as parents, we know this, with how teenagers and children behave, you're in for a lot of trouble. They just don't have the judgment to behave themselves.
Wouldn't it be nice if we could have some sort of a law mandating common sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be a great law.
That would be a helpful point. Okay, work on that, Lisa Green. If anyone can get it done, you would. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Pleasure,
that.
Alex.